Morning all, and welcome to a first impressions video. I've not done one of these for a while, I've been on a bit of a self-imposed purchasing kind of, not a ban, but a bit of a rein on what I was buying because it was getting a bit out of control, shall we say. But we come back with a vengeance, and it's a cracking offer, a cracking soap that's been offered up by Phoenix and Beau. It's a limited edition, so these are hard to come by now, and you can probably guess what it is based on the title of the video. But if you've not seen it before, this is the fantastic Oberon from Phoenix and Beau. Now that is some fantastic artwork right there. The colours give you a bit of a clue as to what's contained within, and within there it's 115 grams ish of soap, never used, and a wonderful scent, brand new to me. This is today, it arrived on Tuesday, it's now Friday. Been a very busy week with the wife's birthday, so I've only just got round to having a time to do a video today. So I've left a few days growth actually for this one, so I wanted to really give it some test. Now, what is in Oberon, I hear you say? Well, to get the full information, I'm just going to read you from the website. What does it smell of? Oberon is a gorgeous floriental profile that opens with herbaceous notes of thyme before moving on to the middle notes and a touch of violet and lavender. Cedarwood and oakmoss introduce a woody tenacity and round out a profile that is seductive and sensual in its gentle layers. Now, I won't pretend to be a perfumer. I do not have the nose for it, but what I can say is it smells fantastic. I can get the oakmoss straight away. That's one of the first things I notice. It has similar notes to obsidian in that sense, and there is oakmoss in both. Now, when I take a slow, deep inhale, that's when the scent changes for me. That's when some of the floral notes come through. It is very, very nice indeed. So, and in the usual fashion, the artwork looks like it's fantastic. It's what is it? It is what it is. It's fantastic. There's an element of mystery. Obviously you've got the fire, and then you've got the depth and the darkness around the edge, and if you look closely you can see some of the sort of flowers and the influences of what's going on in the soap. So let's have a shave with it. We're going to have a normal shave of the day today, so I've hot toweled. We're going to be using one of my favourite brushes to test something new with because of the consistency. I know it's a personal favourite of Kerry's as well, because he has one and I see it often in his videos, and it's the Razor Up Monster 26mm synthetic brush. The razor today is my personal favourite DE, the Mercure Future. Now, I am using a Supermax blade because I have given them a lot of criticism over the last few years based on other razors, but I've not used one in the future, so it could just be a case of it needs the right razor to perform. I had a shave with the first shave on it the other day. It still wasn't brilliant, but often I find blades need like 1 or 2 shaves to bed in, so this is shave 2 with the Supermax stainless blade. So let's start making a bit of a lather. So I dip the tips and start building a lather, and with this brush you don't need a huge amount of soap in there, but what this soap does need is a lot of water. All Phoenix and Beau soaps are thirsty, so a short load. I say short in comparison to some. Yeah, that oak moss is prominent to me. I like it. One of the things I love about the obsidian, and I'm glad to see it is obvious here too. So that should do me for an initial load. I don't like to waste what's on the puck because it's nice and creamy, and it'd be an utter shame to waste it. Just pop it down the sink or for the benefit of you guys, making me look silly for a little bit. Just pop it on my face and look a bit silly, and waste not, want not. So that is that. I'm going to put a few sprinkles of extra water into the brush and start building. Because like I say, Phoenix and Beau are thirsty. I'm really glad there is the prominence of oakmoss. And scent is clearly the most subjective thing of any soap. But I like that this is kind of the sweeter cousin, if you will. Oh, there's some floral stuff coming through. It's right on the fringe. You may wonder why I'm doing a video on a Friday. Well, it was a good lady's birthday, and we often booked the week off just to spend a bit of time and go out for lunch or dinner. Generally try to spoil her rotten because she's worth it. So it's been a busy week. We went out for a lovely dinner for her birthday on Tuesday. Went to, well, I say one of her favourite types of restaurant. A restaurant just north of Stoke called Miller and Carter. It's a steakhouse, and did a lovely meal. I'm not a big steak eater. I apparently ruin steak. There's a bit of a thing in my family. My mum likes it rare. My good lady wife likes it rare. My brother can take or leave it. I'm much the same. But when I do eat it, I like it like my dad did. And this is the slightly... It's one that I can sit back and laugh at now. Me and my dad like to have steaks cooked extremely well done. And it wasn't long after my dad passed away, and I was having a conversation with someone, and they asked me how I liked my steak, and my dad and I always had the same kind of joking way of describing how we like our steak. And we always said, oh, we like it cremated. And like I say, it wasn't long after my dad had passed away. Someone said, oh, how do you want your steak? And I said it exactly the same way as I normally do. I says, I like it like my dad does, cremated. And the person on the other end was like, ooh. And then the penny dropped. And do you know what? It was something my dad would have found absolutely hilarious. And that brings me on nicely on to the fact that today, November the 17th, will be my dad's birthday. And I realise I normally do kind of a memorial shave using my dad's razor and his soap, but he'd understand. So tonight I'm going to raise a few glasses to the memory of my dad, the greatest man to ever live. There is no answer to that. There's no questioning it. It's true. So yeah, this one, Dad, is something I think you would have enjoyed. This soap is right up your alley in terms of the scent, and I know you'd love the razor as well. But anyway, better than the cartridge, old man. This was where is it hiding? Somewhere up here, I believe. Yes. This was my dad's razor. the Wilkinson sword, Quattro. And I'll show you the stuff anyway. This was his brush, again another Wilkinson sword. And this was his favourite soap, the L'Occitane Cade. This is obviously not his soap because that one ran out, and this was my replacement bowl because the original batch kind of had a bit of a corrosion issue. Anyway, on with the shave. Now, just to recap, Oberon, lovely scent up front. Brush, it's thirsty, I've got lots of water in here, plenty of lather left in there, and you can see, in fact, let's see if we can get a bit of a close up. It's rich and creamy and glossy, and it's beautiful. And the razor is the Mercure Future Satin. We're starting on 4 with a Supermax blade. So, lovely and smooth glide. There feels to be plenty of cushion in the soap as well. There we go. It's doing a good job. Fantastic job, in fact. The scent, like I say, it's quite... I mean, Phoenix and Beau list it as a medium scent strength. Now, I wouldn't disagree. It's not as strong as, say, the Obsidian or the Spitfire. It's certainly stronger than, say, the some of the milder options. Solaris, stronger than Solaris, which I will miss, Kerry. It's a great soap. So yeah, so it is, in terms of Phoenix and Beau soaps, it's a medium. Now some people might still see it as a bit light, but it's still there, it's definitely there, and you've got to just sort of appreciate it. You've got to let it sort of get in slowly into the olfactory, and it's a thoroughly enjoyable scent. So the first pass was successful, no drama at all. Little stacks of lather in that brush. It's phenomenal. Pass 2 across the grain as best we can, but what we're going to do, we're going to adjust it from a 4 down to a 2. Now it was on this pass with another soap the other day that this blade started to fall short. But the glide is all there, the protection is there. Zero complaints so far. There we go, second pass. Happy days. Now, the scent is Floriental. That's an interesting name. Suggests the Orient and floral combined. I can see what we're aiming for here in that description. And again, like I say, my nose isn't that great. I can't say what's an Oriental scent or what's not. But it fits. It's a fitting description. I love the darkness that's offered by the oak moss. Fantastic aspect of the scent of this soap, but as always the performance is spot on. Glide for days. Cushion ample, more than ample in fact. Trouble spots are not troubled in any way, shape or form today. Woo, fuzzy focus. I think the camera's enjoying the scent a little too much. I do wonder if one day we will have smell-o-vision, where you can understand fully what I mean by the scent. It'd be fantastic, wouldn't it? In some respects be bad. If you're on site, let's say on like the World's Worst Jobs that Tony Robinson used to do, which was a fantastic programme down in somewhere unpleasant, wouldn't be so good. But something like this where you can capture the scent, that kind of deep, dark floral, and it is dark floral, so the depth that's offered to the profile by the oak moss is fantastic. It allows, to my nose, it's the prominent scent, but as you got it on your face and you breathe it in and you become less sensitive to certain notes, the floral notes do become that little bit more kind of obvious. They sort of stick their head up and say, I'm here. And it's not so much lavender, I can't get too much of that, but the gentle floral sense, and I guess that's where the Orient comes from. I have various fragrances that are described as Oriental influence, and they have that kind of soft, lilac-y kind of aspect going on, and I get that here. Absolutely fantastic. I love it. So, let's wrap up this first impressions. So, we start with what you see. The packaging, phenomenal, as always. Simple pot. A black pot, nice and strong, lovely artwork on the lid. Props to Sarah for that one. One of my favourites so far. I love the dark and light aspect, and that is reflected perfectly in the scent. You've got the darkness sort of offered up on the top by the oak moss, and then the light aspect that comes through with the floral notes. I do like that a lot. It's very kind of telling in there. And yeah, performance, glide, spot on as always with Phoenix and Beau soaps. Cushion, absolutely spot on again, no drama, no complaints. I've got a little tiny weeper there in one of my trouble spots, but that's a blade that I don't like, and to only have that one tiny little issue there going on, I'm not going to complain at all. Post shave, I know, is phenomenal with Phoenix and Beau soaps, and anyone who's used them and should know the same as well. So no balms, no creams, no skin food, no nothing is necessary after a shave with the Phoenix and Beau soap for me. And what can I say? What else can I possibly say? I say the performance, spot on. I know it will be from here on in to the end of the puck. The scent, like I say, it's phenomenal. That oakmoss that's kind of just sort of eventually sits back and allows the light floral notes to come through. Now, over time, I might get more of the cedar, because one of the notes that Kerry sort of mentions on the page for Oberon is that the scent matures over time. Maybe the cedar would come to me then, but I'm not getting much of it now. No bad thing. Everyone's nose is different. Some people might get it up front, some people might get more of the floral notes up front. Everyone's different. Or as we like to say in the wet shaving world, your mileage may vary. So, yeah, fantastic. And it's an interesting thing to note that since Kerry adopted the longer curing times, for me the soaps have been that little bit more, that's terrible English, they have been improved in their performance. That's not great either, but you get my point. They are that little bit better than what they were, but they were already brilliant, but they're a little bit better now. It's just kind of the icing on the cake, if you will, just to finish it off. And I know it's been in place quite some time now, but I just like to point it out for anyone who's had sort of the soaps from sort of the first year in 2016 and found them not to be fantastic. Because again, everyone's entitled to their opinion and everyone finds things a little bit different. Give them another try, because they are fantastic. And like I say, there's that step of improvement that just keeps them on top of the game. And for me, on top of the industry in terms of sort of artisanal soaps. So, I'm waffling, and I shouldn't, because you'll probably bore you to death, and we don't want that. This fantastic soap was Oberon. I will be giving it a good use over the next few days, just to give it a full rounded experience, and next weekend I will give you final thoughts on this fantastic soap. So gentlemen and ladies and people of other species who may be watching around the universe, this has been Phoenix and Beau Oberon. I have been Nick, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.